So what makes a Warframe player a Loki Masterrace? What makes the main Loki? Is it because of Loki's insanely long invisibility? Or is it because he has one of the best crowd control in the game? In the past, I really did not former my Loki Prime. As with Zero Former, he can still be viable in almost every missions in the game. To be honest, his invisibility was the key feature that makes me want to play Loki even more. However, after playing him in various missions, and even in endurance runs this past few weeks, I finally find out what makes Loki loved by all. I finally found the build suited for this Warframe, and suited for my playstyle, and I can say that I'm a true Loki Masterrace right now. So, if you have a couple of minutes, then let me entice you to become a Loki Masterrace yourself. When we talk about Loki, we then talk about his invisibility and radial disarm. These abilities are far superior and more useful than the other two abilities. However, both decoy and switch teleport aren't useless at all. If we read the description of decoy, we just think of it as an ability that removes aggro. Nothing more, nothing less. That's true, but did you know that decoy is really awesome if you know how to use it well? Take a look at this. I'm on a defense mission in Eidolon, and as you can see, the enemies prioritize first on taking down the defense target. Decoy can take away that aggro, but the problem is, this ability is too squishy, and in high level, it will just take one shot to make this ability disappear. But what if we hide decoy, say, cast it on places wherein enemies can't reach it or can't attack it? When we do that, this will happen. Range enemies will tend to find decoy first, as it has higher aggro level than Warframes or the defense target. If they can't destroy decoy, then they don't do anything and will look like a total dumbass. But you can't utilize this trick really well in team plays, as enemies will attack you. However, when you are in their range or line of sight, the best way to make use of this trick is on solo missions wherein you can stay invisible and cast decoy wherein it's out from the range of enemies. While switch teleport can be a good asset in spy mission to bypass those traps and lasers, take for example these obstacle with lasers, we can easily pass these by casting decoy ahead, and then casting switch teleport on our decoy. Spy missions are really easy for Loki because of this awesome synergy between his first and third abilities. Another great use of the switch teleport and decoy combo is for mobility, especially in the Plains of Eidolon. I greatly use this trick when I am farming resources in the plains with Loki. In addition, you can also use this trick for moving those floating balloons much faster in a drone escort mission. But there's also a fun way to use Loki's switch teleport, and that is by using it to steal those flying machines from a Darjan pilot. It's a pretty handy ability in the Plains of Eidolon, and I'm having tons of fun using this ability in this area. And of course, his two superior ability, invisibility and radial disarm. Invisibility really needs no introduction. It's plain and simple. It's the best invisibility in the game, as not only does it last really long, but Loki is really mobile while using this ability, unlike Ivara's prowl. Best part is, it's also the best survivability in the game, which makes Loki really viable for endgame plays. Well, enemies can't hit you when they can't see you, which is why it's the best kit to help you out survive in high-level plays, while his radial disarm is one of the best crowd control of the game. When an enemy is hit by this ability, they will be disarmed of their range weapons, and can only wield their melee weapons like forever. Yes, you heard it right, the disarm function is permanent and enemies can't switch back to their range attacks. Not only that, it's a great ability in speeding up defense mission, but it's also endgame material. Enemies' guns are really insane when it comes to high-level plays or endurance runs. They are one-shot material and radial disarm is a great asset, as if they only use melee, you can at least have a safe distance between the enemies to allow you to cast your invisibility when it runs out, or kill them in a distant. So that's all of Loki's kit. As you have seen, his first and third ability are not really useless. They are also pretty handy and quite fun to use. Now that you know all of Loki's abilities, let's head to the build section of this guide. Before we head to my master race build, let me share first my hushed build for Loki. So this is basically a pure duration build with the hushed invisibility augment. I usually use this build in exterminate missions or even in endurance runs when I just want to become invisible for a really long period of time and just kill enemies. It's a pretty good build, but if you are looking for an all-rounder build for Loki, which can be used in almost all types of missions, and even at endgame levels, then I probably suggest my master race build. So this is my final build for Loki, a variation of range, efficiency and duration with no power strength. Well, Loki doesn't really need power strength actually. This build will give you Loki, 45 seconds of decoy duration, 21 seconds of invisibility, 187 meters range for switch teleport and 50 meters range for radial disarm. That amount of duration is not needed actually for decoy, as it won't even last in a couple of seconds, especially in high level plays. Just use this ability wisely like I've showed you earlier. Also, duration is not needed on radial disarm as the disarm is permanent. I just added that much duration for invisibility as I really don't like going lower than 20 seconds. I always prefer my Loki to be invisible. Now, I did add natural talent in my build because I want not only my radial blinds casting fast, but also my other abilities. It's not really a must-have mod but rather a must-try, as it's pretty good with Loki, especially in lowering the casting time of radial disarm. I did try to go with auger message for longer duration, but it only gives about 3 seconds more duration. Same with auger reach, which only gives 6 meters extra range for radial disarm. The add-on rent that high to replace natural talent in this slot. Also, I tried the irradiating disarm augment, but I really don't like it. The basic feature of radial disarm is pretty much sufficient and more versatile than making enemies whack each other with their melee weapon. If high-leveled enemies can kill each other using their melee, then I probably give this slot to irradiating disarm. But since they don't, then I really don't need that augment. It's not also that viable in defense mission or even setups wherein you are with the Hydroid or Vorban. So, natural talent is the best mod for this slot. With this master race build, all you need to do is bring weapons that can kill enemies fast and easy. That's why Loki is really an amazing frame. It offers you insane survivability and crowd control, a perfect combination that are both viable for team and solo plays. Not to mention that you can even take Loki in sortie missions solo, or even do endurance runs without having any problem at all. Now, I haven't tried out a bunch of weapons for Loki just yet, like those weapons that synergies really well for him, but I will soon get to that. This video is for the sole purpose of giving you probably the best all-rounder build for Loki. If you have a few suggestions on weapon synergy though, then feel free to comment it below. Before I end this video, I would just like to say to those asking for an Equinox build, yes, I am currently working on it. I just have to make a few tweaks for the final build. Also, an endgame Nidus build is also in the works. Probably it will be out this week or next week, and I have tons of great stuff in store for the grind team, so be sure to watch out for them. So that's it. That's how you can become a Loki Master Race. I just hope that you find this video informative. Before you leave, please do give this video a thumbs up if you enjoy watching it. If you haven't subscribed yet, then don't hesitate and click that big subscribe button below so you can join the grind team and receive daily Warframe videos from your squad leader. Again, thank you so much for watching. Squad leader signing off.
Gave a young nigga steez, 5 G's, fall like leaves in the with each other.
Drive home.